That's what happens when you don't have a videographer. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with KPP Live, the show that's dedicated to providing you with advice for life so that you can live richly and work towards the life that you earn. My name's Kyle Roy, clumsily coming to you this morning with my friends, colleagues, business partners, Rob Davenport, CEO of Kentucky Planning Partners, and Ben Hopper, financial advisor and CFP, both CFPs with Kentucky Planning Partners. My name, as always, is Kyle Rowe. We're so glad to have you all here today. This is episode number 25, gentlemen.
Wow.
Yes.
Yearly.
6 months.
Isn't that amazing? Time flies when you're having fun.
That's
so
right.
Coffee with KPP started as an idea that we had. In lieu of COVID-19, we asked ourselves, how can we get in front of you? How can we deliver valuable, positive ideas to the general public? And it really has turned into something spectacular. We're getting close to 20,000 views a month, and people are giving us phenomenal feedback, great ideas. And one of the things that we encourage you to do is tell us what you'd like us to talk about. If there are any topics you'd like to hear, topics you'd like us to discuss, let us know. Please put them in the comments section on the Facebook page, and believe it or not, we do read them. So with that said, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. It's really, I can't believe this is episode 25. It seems like we just started this a few months ago, so well done. Thank you, Kyle, for, creating all of this. I never would have known how to do any of this, so thank you. I think this has been a lot of fun for us. We've had good feedback. And really, the idea is for us to introduce ourselves to you, because if you are looking for assistance in the work that we perform, we would love the opportunity to help you. And if it's not us, I hope it's another qualified advisory team. Mm-hmm. We just hope that you're not trying to do all of this yourself, and we hope that you're also not being taken advantage of by others in our industry who might not be acting in as much of a fiduciary capacity as we would hope that they would be. So anyway, it's great to be here.
Yeah. And our goal with this, I think, has been to introduce us to you all through these means, but it's also been cool to see some of the business owners that Kyle's brought on to the show and to introduce some of their stories and their services. Just kind of shows that we're out and we're looking to network and introduce the public to all sorts of cool people.
Those shows have actually had the most views, right?
They have.
Yeah.
It has. It's been phenomenal. And so for anybody out there, if you're a business owner in Louisville, Kentucky specifically, give us a call. We'd love the opportunity to showcase you and hear about your expertise. How are you adding value in this marketplace? How have you adapted through COVID-19 in the last year? And it seems like things are starting to open up. Most people in our company are now vaccinated. I know I've got my second vaccine on the 21st, and we're talking to clients that are more comfortable going out there. So look forward to us delivering live events, in-person events, and we're really excited about that. But I don't think Coffee with KPP Live is going to end when things open up. Do you guys?
No, we're having fun with this,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is 20 minutes once a week, right?
That's right.
And this is fun for us. So, and we hope it's of value to each of you, watching this video. So, but to Kyle's point, if you have some ideas as it relates to financial topics or any types of topics other than political, we would love to. Maybe shed our opinion or shed some light on those topics. But we're not here to talk politics because we're not divisive people. I think we have too many people out there that are divisive, and we're just not going to play that game. So we're here to help people, get organized for their future and create a path for success. And we do that every day, and that's really what drives us, right? That's what motivates us. That's what makes this job so much fun.
Mm-hmm. It is, and that's what we're going to talk about today, actually. We're going to talk about our why. So I am a big Simon Sinek fan. Simon Sinek is an author. If you don't know who Simon Sinek is, Google him. He's got phenomenal TED Talks, 3 books, Start With Why, Leaders Eat Last, and The Infinite Game. And Start With Why is really what put him on the map. And what we're going to do today is talk about our why, or parts of our why. What gets Ben Hopper and Rob Davenport up in the morning and excited about going to work. And there's a tremendous amount of experience that Rob has, and we all have had phenomenal experiences. So I'm going to start. I'm going to kick us off if you guys don't mind. So again, some background about me is I've worked almost 20 years on the corporate side of the financial services world, calling on financial advisors, and just enjoyed that thoroughly. But was inspired by advisors like Ben and Rob who had a really close connection, a real connection, a relationship with the people that they were serving, and got to realize those clients' the futures that they envisioned by building financial plans and holding them accountable. And I just started with the team in July of last year. So we've had some experiences as of late. I'm not going to use any names, of course, but generally speaking, I'm going to walk through a couple examples of why I love coming to work with you guys and serving our clients. So the first thing I can think of is just in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
And it really is amazing how often these things happen. Just in the last couple weeks, we've had a couple clients that, Rob, you've been managing wealth for almost 30 years.
Correct.
So you have some clients that you've had for decades.
Yes.
And Ben, you've been with the team 2 years. I've been with the team 8 months. You've welcomed us on the team to help you serve them.
Sure.
And just last week, we had a client come in who 5 or 6 years ago, their plan wasn't what they wanted it to be. They had come into some hard times later in their financial careers, and their financial plan had a trajectory using conservative assumptions that they had a good chance of running out of money, maybe in their mid 70s, early 80s. And just last week, our clients, when they came in, the wife of the couple was really nervous. Right? She was nervous, thinking, I don't want to see that chart. What's it going to look like? And then after having executed the plan that Rob and our team helped them execute, and implementing saving strategies and paying down debt, the plan actually had them, instead of going broke in their 80s, left them with over $1 million to their heirs at the end of plan. And granted, past performance is no indication of future results, but to have the wife almost brought to tears. They were fist bumping each other. They were so excited. You could just see that weight lifted off of their shoulders. And we actually had a similar experience yesterday. And that, for me, I thought about it every day. And just that's the why, to be able to sit back and know that when people leave our office, as long as they follow very simple strategies and do what we say and execute the plan, that weight, that fear, that burden that they have of whether or not they're going to be okay is most often lifted. So what you've been able to do there and allow me to participate in that, that's my why. I just love seeing that.
That's awesome. That's a great story. I guess I can go next.
Yeah, please, Ben. Yeah, please.
We've been very excited to have Kyle and to have those experiences with him where he's been able to help us with some of those clients and ones that, to his point, Rob's had for decades. It's really cool to see the team work on those types of cases. But I started back in 2019 full-time, and before that I did an internship in 2018, and I was at WKU, studied financial planning there. But going a little back further than that, I was trying to figure out going into college what I wanted to do. So I didn't know. I was thinking maybe pre-pharmacy. I was thinking maybe education. I was not really sure which route I was going to go leading up to college. But what I did know is that I liked math, I liked numbers, and I liked money. And so I kind of was like, well, let's think about this here. And I actually started in my senior year of high school. We took a Dave Ramsey class. And through the Dave Ramsey class, I got to learn about the basics of budgeting and how to save and what a Roth IRA is and what a 401k is. And I'm like, there's a career option here. It's financial planning and wealth management. So I studied that in college and am very glad that I ended up here. It's been just an awesome blessing to be with the team. But going back to that concept of what Dave Ramsey teaches really stuck out to me, because he talks about how we are stewards of wealth that we have. We are he takes a very biblical perspective, and not to go on to a religious tangent here, but that really stuck out to me because I'm very religious, and I like seeing how that can intertwine in our behavioral patterns with money. I think it's really cool. So I'll share a couple stories here that have happened recently that are on two different ends of the spectrum when it comes to wealth. So recently we got a new client to come on board, and he had been with an advisor for a number of years, and he had he was what the general public would consider to be wealthy. And so, but it was very unorganized. He had, in his accounts, he had positions that he didn't know anything about. He had several positions that had lost quite a bit of money due to what we call chasing yield, where they paid a very high dividend, and they were very risky investments. And as a result, because the share prices of those investments had dipped for a number of years, then he had a lot of losses. And so all of the stuff in his account, he just didn't really know what was going on. He didn't have a plan. He was married. They weren't really on the same page with money. And so getting to talk to them and meet them and talk about what our team can provide, we were able to get him really organized. We were able to get some of those positions out. We were able to explain, hey, if we employ this investment strategy, it makes a lot more sense for you because this is what you told us your risk tolerance is. We gave him our questionnaire. We went through that exercise, and we were able to align his objectives, his investment planning with his risk tolerance and his financial plan. And he was like, wow, I've never had this type of service before. This is incredible. This guy's worth millions of dollars. And so it was really cool to see that on that level. And then if we flip to another story that I've been able to see recently is someone who's working to get there. So I'm 24 years old. My network of people and some of my closest friends are also 24 years old, starting out in the job market. And so several of them have become clients and started saving in Roth IRAs. Well, I've been able to work with them recently, with several of them, on what is a budget? What does it mean to save money? How do we organize our cash flow to where we're maximizing what we save, managing our expenses, living below our means, doing all those things that it takes to get to where that first guy I described was, to be worth millions down the road and have a big pile of money in your 401k. How do you get there? Because I'm on the team and because I work with Rob and Ken and Kyle, we have the ability to help those younger investors too. And so seeing both ends of the spectrum is just really beautiful, and being able to have the wherewithal to serve both types of clients, whether they're starting out saving now, whether they've already saved and they're in their 40s or 50s, just being able to see both dynamics on this team is just beautiful, and it's what gets me excited every day.
That's beautiful. I love it.
It's amazing to me that the first example, the gentleman was impressed with all the planning that we had done and the investment management changes. But that just should be normal behavior for an advisory team, right? Unfortunately, and there are really a lot of good advisory teams out there, even in our local market. So I just want to make people aware that we're not the only team that I think has this comprehensive approach, but we are the minority. And most advisors in our line of work either do everything themselves for some strange reason, or they don't do any financial planning, and it's straight to investment management. And I think that is just, once again, a really big backwards way of doing it. You have to have a financial plan. You have to have a map. You have to have some pathway to get to where you're wanting to go financially, mathematically, and that's what we do. But we have fun doing it, right? And we emphasize the educational aspect. We'll organize everything. We'll make it very easy to understand where you are today and where you need to be in the future, and what maybe we need to correct. But to your point, Kyle, the examples that we've seen these last 2 or 3 weeks have been really heartwarming for us, have they not?
Oh.
To watch the reactions of the couples in the conference room when they see just how more successful their plan is now compared to where it was last year or 3 years ago or 10 years ago. Recently, when we update a financial plan for a client, I've been asking Ben to go back into the software, to go back as far as our oldest plan, to then pull up that old plan to see what the family's net worth was at that time. Because really our goal is to help build net worth.
That's right.
and make good decisions along the way. So to show clients where their net worth was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 12 years ago, and longer compared to where it is today really is quite amazing. Very amazing. Now the markets have really, really, really cooperated. Okay, so let's all understand that that's been a tailwind. But to have a plan become more and more successful and more bulletproof is what we strive to do every day. So my why is when I look at my calendar for the upcoming week or for the next couple of weeks, and Ben, you can attest to this, I am looking at how many families am I going to sit down with in the conference room. I want to have reviews, and that's what drives me, is seeing our client families and updating where they are in life and what's going on and updating the entire plan. That is so meaningful to me. Those are the best meetings I can have all week, rather than the administrative staff meetings and all the other things I have to do. But the reality is my why is because I really love helping people help themselves.
Yeah.
And we can't help people help themselves if they don't help themselves first. And that means you have to come see us or some other qualified team. But if you don't, well then, you're not helping us help you. And that's something that we really strive to do each and every week. So, when all this started with me, way, way, way long ago, when I was a little boy, we had chores. We had to do chores around the house. And my father went so far as to write down the chores, and I had them taped up next to on the wall, next to my desk, in my little room in Wichita, Kansas, where I grew up. And if I accomplished those chores on time, every week, checking them off, I got an allowance. If you didn't accomplish your chores, you didn't get an allowance. I wanted the allowance. I really wanted the $10 or $5. I can't remember what it was back then. It wasn't much. But there was a long list of chores. So I would complete my chores, and I had a little money box, and it had a place for pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters and dollars, and you could lift the tray up like any money box. And well, I started accumulating money in this thing, right, from all my collection of allowance. And I'll never forget. And I also had a little ledger, because I had a little bank account, and I knew how much I had in my checking account or savings account, I guess it was back then. But I'll never forget my sister, who I love dearly, and she's wonderful. She needed some money. Well, my dad wasn't just going to give her the money, so she came to me. I told her, fine, I'll loan you the $10 or $20, but it comes with interest. Right. So she got introduced to a loan shark. I'm probably 8 or 9
You're
years old.
8 years old.
So my dad got the biggest kick out of that. But I'll never forget her laughing and smiling and complaining about me charging her interest on a loan that I had to give to her because she needed $10 or $20 or whatever it was back then. But so my interest in money goes way back. It does not consume me. I just enjoy what it can provide in life. And what is the most beautiful part is it can provide that you can also do nice things for other people. So if you accumulate wealth, you can also give back.
That's right.
You can give back, and that's kind of a neat thing. And those are topics that we talk to our clients quite a bit about, especially as they get older, right? They want to be charitable. They want to do things for their grandchildren. So these are all conversations that we have with our retired clients each and every week. But my why is I love meeting with clients and seeing them again and hearing about their families, hearing about the children and how they're grown up now and what they're up to, and then really seeing the improvements that we can make and the value that we can have in people's lives. It's a beautiful, beautiful business that we are blessed to be in.
That's true.
I just hope we could help a few more people.
That's right.
So.
And I think that giving piece is really cool.
It is.
You know, that's, to me, that's the most fun you have with money, is when you give. And when everyone has a different view and goals of what they have, if they want to be charitable, if they don't. But I think what I've seen is that giving and using wealth that we help manage and that clients build up over time to impact the world, I think that's some of the coolest things that I've seen.
Last night, true story, maybe we'll finish on this. Speaking of giving, Lori, my wife, and I are kind of trying to take some of the things that we have in our house. We're trying to declutter, I guess. Not that we have a lot of clutter, but we're trying to, just be more minimalist. So we have a baby changing table that we've had since 1998, I suppose, because that's when Ellie was born. It's been in use in our home because it's got a lot of drawers, and Lori uses it for storage of things. But we decided to get rid of it. So she put it on that Facebook marketplace.
Okay.
And a young man expecting their first child drove in from Lexington.
Wow.
And he had another young man with him, and his name was Juan. And Juan showed up last night around 8:30 p.m. And we helped him get the table into his pickup truck. And the agreement was that Lori was going to sell this to him for $50. And it was a very expensive table way back when. Okay, so this, he's getting a value.
Sure.
But my wife said to me, honey, I don't want to charge him the $50. I'm not going to take his money. This is their first child. Let's just give it to him.
Oh.
So he was so happy after we loaded it into the truck. He reaches into his pocket. He hands my wife $50, and she says, I can't take that from you. You spend that, and you fill this up with diapers.
Oh.
So that last night, even though it was just a small thing, it made us feel really good that we were helping someone else, even though it was just a small help. A table, for them to have with drawers for their expected child. But it's the little things in life, to your point, that really can make the biggest impact. And so that's just another silly example. But we love what we do. We love helping people, and we hope that we can continue meeting new people for many, many years to come. So.
Yeah, those stories are beautiful, guys. And, I think what we effectively do for our clients is what you and Lori did with that changing table. You gave something that you had cherished and saved, and your children were in that.
That's right.
But it hadn't had a purpose in almost 20 years, right?
Well, we used it quite a bit. Lori had it in the bathroom area, so she was using the drawers, and we had stuff on top. So it was a piece of furniture we were using.
Got it.
But I kept walking by it for the last 10 or 12 years going, why do we still have this baby changing table? Why do we still have this baby changing table?
Well, and think about, so the show's about the why.
That's
and
right.
for 10 years saying, why do we have this? And think about your portfolio. Why do you have your retirement portfolio? It may seem silly because I want to retire someday. Why are you saving money? Why are you anxious as to whether or not you'll have enough? Do you know if you'll have enough? And really, when you found a real purpose,
That's right.
a use for that asset that you know was going to serve a greater cause than holding some books,
That's right.
that's, not only were you helping others, but that feeling that you had is really, I think, what our clients get when they find purpose in their life savings, right? Money is a tool. It's not something to covet. It's not something to hoard. And to be able to help our team, to help Ken and Rob and Ben and help our team help others and find purpose and help them find their why, because the purpose of building a plan and ultimately execute it and finding joy in that is ultimately giving people the freedom to spend their time to do those things that make them that uniquely themselves, that make them happy.
Right.
And that's really what financial freedom is. And to be able to do that is really phenomenal. So I love that story, and that's it's a great analogy of what we do. We help our clients find purpose in those things that they have that otherwise they might be scratching their head for. So anything else, guys?
My last thought on that is that what we've been trying to do with these videos, and what I think this video in particular and these topics are really trying to say, is that financial planning and what we do is much more. It's so much more than performance. I think a lot of people get caught up in my portfolio, my 401k's done this percentage. If I move it over to you guys, can you really say that you're going to do better? Like, it's always a number. It's always, what's my rate of return? And so these types of things and these conversations are so much more valuable and add so much to our relationships with clients than just, how much money can you make me? So it's about more than that, and it's about organization and planning and having a team here to be at your side. So I hope that point has come across.
Yeah, and to go back to the plans too, it's performance to plan. So those plans that you had 5-10 years ago had a trajectory of what our client's net worth was going to be.
That's right.
And it's not every time, but more often than not, those estimations are often far exceeded. But granted, the market's helped and things like that.
Sure.
So yeah. Anything else you'd like to close out with, Rob?
No, I just I value our relationship, and I value what we do for others, and that's what drives me to come to work every day. And when you find something that you love to do, keep doing it. You're only going to get better at it, and you're only going to get more passionate if you continue to do what you love to do. And if you are in an environment where you're doing something that you absolutely do not enjoy, and it's tearing you down, change. Figure out some change. But we love what we do. We love helping people. We hope we can help more people, because that's really our service that we have to society here. And we take it with great pride and great enjoyment too. It's a wonderful, wonderful business to be in if you act properly.
And I think that's the part of living richly. So when we say at KPP, we provide advice for life so that you can live richly and work towards the life that you've earned. That's the living richly that we're talking about. It's not necessarily about how much you have. It's how much life you have.
That's right.
In your life. So with that said, on behalf of Rob and Ben and Ken and everybody else here at Kentucky Planning Partners, thank you for watching. If you are looking for your why, you're looking for your asset's purpose, and you're looking for a partner, a team to work with and help you realize that future that you have for you and your family, give us a call. Our phone number is 502-394-0400. We are on the corner of Shelbyville Road and Hurstbourne Lane in the heart of Louisville's East Side. And on behalf of myself and everybody else here at Kentucky Planning Partners, thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great week. I'm going to go shut the camera off without
Try not to fall down or break anything.